Well, I figured since I'm here, I may as well go over a couple of things that I wanted to talk about. So, the first thing that I really want to impress on you is this idea of mistakes. So, Oscar Wilde says experiences are the name that we give our mistakes. And I really like that because Roy and I are not the type of people who really have, I mean, we have challenges in our life, but we don't look at them as challenges. We look at them as adventures. We look at them as opportunities for us to learn something, for us to be able to grow, for us to be able to see things in a different way. And so, even if we're on the road and somebody cuts us off and, we freak out a little bit because we're, hauling a trailer with a huge sign on it. And it's like, somebody jumping in front of a semi. You're like, what the fuck? Are you an idiot or something? Later, we don't rehash that. Oh my God, road rage. Somebody cut me off and what an asshole. And you don't know that other person's story. Now, yes, sometimes they maybe just be an asshole and drive like an idiot and be weaving in and out of traffic just because they want to. But you also don't know what's going on in that person's life. And if you're quick to judge what's going on because of an interaction that you had with that person, and that may be a negative interaction, or you may feel it's a negative interaction, you're going to go down this spiral of thinking the worst, of, rehashing the story in a way that's going to bring you down. It's, oh my God, it's the worst thing ever. And the more that you repeat that story, the more that you bring that negative shit energy into your world. And the more that you see other examples of that energy, of that attitude, of that, people treating you like shit. You have a choice. You can take that and say, oh my gosh, this person cut us off today. I don't know what was going on with them, but thankfully we're all good. Nothing happened. And they just kept on going. And think of it as an adventure, as an experience of, what you need to learn. Okay, I need to drive a little bit more defensively. I need to make sure I get over into another lane. This guy is, down the fast lane and I'm not going to be anywhere near them. Whatever it may be, rewording and reassessing how you take those experiences in and what you do with them is going to make all the difference in your life. If you're constantly feeling like you've got all these mistakes that you've made, all these failures that you've had, all of these things that you fucked up and your world is shit, that's what you're going to keep continuing to have in your world. But if you instead think, okay, I had this experience, and I can choose to either look at it as a mistake, as a failure. A perfect example. I have had so many businesses. Some of them were slightly successful. And success, you have to understand, is different for everyone. So a lot of times success for me is not necessarily that I made a lot of money, but that I learned a new skill, or I learned a new way to communicate, or a better way to communicate, or I gained new friends and new, opportunities through other people, whatever it may be. That's success. So even though I had a lot of businesses, I mean, off the top of my head, I can think of 5 quickly that did not succeed in the way that they made me a lot of money, but they succeeded in teaching me what I needed to do and who I needed to be, and the skills that I needed to be able to become the person that I am today. And there's a lot of things that I know that I learned through, hard knocks, that if I hadn't learned those things, if I hadn't had those experiences and made those mistakes and had those failures, I wouldn't be able to share the experiences that I have now, share the knowledge that I have now. I wouldn't be able to look at life and say, you know what? It's all one big adventure. It's all People say it's a game, and I can see where it's a game and people can think, okay, there are winners and there are losers. But if you also think of a game as being fun and exciting, and you're enjoying life and being childlike and just experiencing the wonder and the curiosity and the wow, this is really happening. If you don't experience that, or you don't take that into your mindset, then you're going to live a life of misery. You're constantly looking for people to commiserate with you on how hard your life is, all of these horrible experiences that you've had, and obviously bringing in more people that bring that energy into you because they're going to want to commiserate with their shit. And it's going to become this war of who's got the worst shit, and continue to drag yourself down. I don't want to live like that. That's not me. I worked very hard to discern the type of people that I wanted to have in my life, and then make sure that the people that are not like that, whether they be family or friends, are not in my world. If they're family, well, then I have a very limited interactions with them. Honestly, a couple of people, if they don't reach out to me, I don't reach out to them. And so the choice to have me in their life is up to them. And I'm not going to reach out because I don't want to be involved in all of that drama. It's not for me. I choose not to do that. If you know I'm with somebody that lifts me up, that makes me laugh, that enjoys life as much as I do, that sees the wonder and the joy and the adventure of life, that's people that I want in my life. I mean, that's why Roy and I get along so well. Yes, we have our moments. Yes, excuse me, like any couple, we have shit. There are times when it's like, what the hell? What is going on? And we still keep going, and we still take those experiences and turn them around and turn them into something positive. I mean, for those of you who don't know, Roy and I have both been married before. We were married to people who were not right for us. They found their perfect couple and their perfect, the person who's meant to be with them. And that's fantastic. We were not we were not those people. When we got together, we realized that we both enjoy life. We enjoy trying new things. We both enjoy traveling and doing these things together. And so being with somebody that you really enjoy being with, somebody that you can actually be friends with first, really makes a difference. But that knowledge came from the experience of making mistakes and picking people who were not necessarily right for us in the first place. And it's not to say that they're, people that are not bad, are not good. It's just that they're not for us. I know for me in particular, my ex is not a bad guy. He's a great guy. He's just not the right guy for me. So that experience has taught us something, has taught me, as me in particular, the type of person that I need to be, the type of person that I need to be for somebody else, the type of person that I need the other person to be for me. We both like to grow. We like to read. We like to learn new things. We like to expand our horizons. And so being with somebody who maybe is not like that is not great for me. But we've had tough times in our life. And if you don't know our story, then, I know I've talked about it before, but I mean, Roy's had cancer, colon cancer, twice. He's been in the hospital. Our 50th birthdays, we were in the hospital. And I decided then that we were going to start life over again. So when somebody asks me how old I am, I tell them 6, and they look at me like I'm crazy. And I don't give a fuck. I really don't care. Because that experience taught me that life is precious. And we've only got so much time. But if we don't acknowledge and appreciate that time from that experience. And, that experience, we could say, okay, it was, oh my God, it was such a failure, such a mistake. I held on to, as in Roy's case, held on to this shit, all this hurt and this pain and this mad anger, all these negative feelings. And all of that created this cancer in my body. And it's all my fault that I did this, or it's all so and so's fault that they treated me this way. It could be my mother, my wife, whoever it could be, choosing not to think of it in those terms has made all the difference. So it's enabled Roy and I to be able to create a life that we really, yes, we're not where we end up where we really want to be. We want to be traveling more. We want to be seeing the world. But the steps that we're taking to get there are happening, and they are moving forward because we've taken the time to say, okay, that experience sucked, but it taught us what we really want to get out of life and how much we really appreciate what we have. There are times when it's difficult, and there are times when we fall back into the mindset that, we don't have enough time. We don't have everything that we want. We don't have. That mindset, like I said, will bring more of that I don't have into your world. So reframing and rethinking what you're saying and how you're telling yourself these experiences affect you really makes a difference. So you can make a choice. You can decide that I want to use this experience as a test for me to be able to become a better person, or I can use it and focus on it as a mistake and a failure, and it's going to stop me from moving forward in my life. You get to choose. You get to make that decision, and that is powerful. Because think about how many people out there have shit way worse than you and have accomplished so much more. If you're looking at the people who have everything in their world, and they have the great business, and they have the great wife and the great life and the big house and the car and all that kind of stuff, every single person has some shit going on. Everyone. Even if you don't see it, even if all you see is the pretty influencer bullshit that's, fake. Some of it's real, but some of it is fake. A good part of it is fake. Somebody's been like, oh yeah, I see a fancy car in the parking lot, and I'm gonna go take a picture by it, and this is my car. And it's not true. Those people have shit going on in their world. And even if they're successful and they've got everything and seemingly together, there's some part that they are struggling with. So you can talk to, somebody who's got all the money in the world, who's single, who can travel the world, and they can go anywhere they want. They can see anything. They can, go out with all these people that they want to go out with. But if you ask them what they would love to have, I bet you they'll tell you a family, people who are there for them, um, you know, settling down and having something solid. If you talk to somebody who's got the shit going on in their world and you're like, man, everything looks like it's falling apart, but they're working hard to be able to improve themselves. They've got 2 different jobs, they've got family, and they're going to college because they want to improve their situation. So they've got shit going on, but they're doing something to make it better. So where are you? Are you, the one who's got it all together and got shit that's like, fuck, nobody sees this because everything's got to be perfect in my world. But the truth is, I'm not happy. I'm miserable. I'm working my fingers to the bone. Nobody appreciates me. They don't care about me. My family is just doing whatever. They don't care. Or are you somebody who's got the family, got the 3 jobs, and going to school and trying to improve themselves and make themselves better so that they can do things more for their family and do things more for themselves? Are you someone who's, worried about all the shit that's going on in your world and not focusing on what could improve? Are you somebody who's had the shit going on in your world and has done what they needed to get through that, to be able to be an amazing, oh my God, I've got the shit together type of person? Because I have talked to people who had, whew, I mean, traumatic childhoods. And they've done the work. They've done their inner work. They've done their, sorry, I didn't mean to tap on that. They've done the inner work. They've done the mental work, the psychological work, the spiritual work, all that stuff that they need to do to be able to take those experiences and turn them around and say, no, this is not a failure. This is not something that happened to me. It's something that happened for me because it made me a better person. It made me realize that I want to change the world, that I want to improve, even if it's my small little group of people around me. I want to make things better. And I'm doing that because I've talked to other people who've had some shit go on, and it's like they're holding on to this stuff. And you look at their life and you're like, man, you've had it so fucking easy. You've had everything handed to you. And you think that you've had it rough, and you're taking these small pitium things and you're using those as a reason for your failures and using them as a reason for you not being able to move forward, instead of taking that failure and turning it into an amazing experience and saying, wow, I really did have it good. In the grand scheme of things, I had an amazing life. I need to be able to move forward and use that for, helping other people who maybe don't have it as good. What are your choices? What are your decisions? What are you going to do with the experiences that have happened in your life? Good, bad, traumatic, or not? What are you doing with it? How are you changing the world around you, even if it's in your own immediate family? Are you improving the situation, or are you stuck in the mire and stuck in the mud and doing nothing but bitching and complaining about your life? Because trust me when I tell you, people will get sick of you bitching and complaining. They will. Even the ones who love the bitching and the complaining, they will get tired of you bitching and complaining. So do something with your life. Do something that changes who you are and what you're doing. It's just a matter of taking one small step, making a choice. Do I want to keep heading down the path that I'm heading that leads to misery and, dissatisfaction, just blah? Or do I want to decide to make a choice and say, I want to think something different. I want to do something different. I want to be something different. Because you can't have something else until you start being something else. Till you start being the person that you'd like to see in the mirror, that you'd like to be able to talk to. I talk to myself all the freaking time. Look myself in the mirror and say, I love you. Took a lot of work to be able to do that and actually sincerely mean it. But that's one small shift that I made that was like, okay, I'm not hearing it as much as I would like to in my world. So I'm going to start saying it more to myself. And I do it a lot. Every time I think about it, I say, I love you to Roy. Because for me, if I don't say it when I feel it, it's going to sound terrible, but I imagine something bad may happen and he's not heard it, or he's not heard it enough because he hasn't heard it enough when he was younger. It's not that I'm making up for all the times that he didn't hear it when he was younger. It's just that I need to say it so that I know how I feel about him. That I know I've told him enough, that I care about him, that I love him, that I appreciate him. Because I do. He's amazing. He's fun. He's hilarious. He's smart. But again, past experiences have, mistakes and failures. A divorce is usually considered a massive failure. But because of that experience, I now know that the person that I want to be with, I need to really appreciate, because I do appreciate. If I don't show him how much I appreciate and I care about him, then how's he going to know? You can't assume that somebody's going to know what you're thinking and what you're feeling. So yeah, there's sometimes when it's like, oh my God, you just told me 2 seconds ago. Yeah, but it, it popped in my head again. And if I don't say it, then I don't feel complete. So make a choice. Do I want to have those failures and those mistakes hold me back? Or do I want to decide that these experiences and these adventures are what allow me to move forward, to be better, to accomplish the things that I want to accomplish in my life, to be a success in my own way, whatever way that may be. So I'll talk to you later. And remember, live life adventurously. It's the only way to live. See ya.